I don't know what it is about when it comes to dieting. Everybody's like, oh, avoid carbs, avoid sugar. It's true. I genuinely, when I hear this, I'm like, damn, you're cutting off a whole nutrient off your body. You're cutting off carbs? That's crazy. You're cutting off sugar, you're cutting off fats, and you're only eating protein. On my last video, yeah, it was the keto diet, yeah, or they call it ketonic. I believe that's what it's called. But anyways, yeah, when it comes to dieting, I'm gonna explain on like a lot of mistakes people do right now is like, let's say you're a guy that is eating 2,500 calories, right? Or maybe a woman that's eating 2,000 calories, 2,200 calories a day. One day I'm just fucking finishing a bag of chips, and I think to myself, fuck it, I'm gonna throw these bag of chips on the side, and I'm starting my diet tomorrow. Well, I mean, if you really think about it, they have no idea what they're actually doing. Most of the people that start off like that, or that just want to cut weight, they don't know what they're doing. And the biggest mistake is when they lose weight, it's not real fat, it's actually water weight. But I'll get to that later. So you're eating a bag of chips and you're like, fuck it, you toss it aside. You're starting a diet right now. And your first thing that you do is you actually avoid all carbs because in general, people that don't know about like when it comes to losing weight or anything, they see carbs as an enemy. And carbs is donuts, bread, white bread, a lot of those things. They cut them off completely. Uh, and a lot of things like there's a lot of carbs out there like you got potatoes and rice. They're very high in calories, so you'll be mistaken on eating this much amount of rice and you think it's healthy, but you're filling yourself up with carbs, like such a high calorie that you're over a deficit. But anyways, I'll explain that later too. But what I want to get to is that most people when they lose weight and they start a diet, they start wrong. Um, they literally eat less than what they're supposed to. If I can guess, they do a 800 to a 1,000 calorie deficit. All that weight that you lost is literally nothing but water weight and maybe some fat. But that's what I'm saying is when you keep this diet for a few weeks and let's say even a month, you're not gonna like it and you're gonna end up actually giving up. You're gonna be like, you know what, screw this 1,500 calorie deficit. You're not gonna say 1,500 calorie deficit because remember, you are or they're not actually knowing how much they're consuming, but they're actually consuming at least 1,500 because a lot of people go on a very deep calorie deficit without knowing because they go off of visual looks and not actually what they're not tracking. So now you're just starving yourself. You're like, man, screw it, I can't do this diet no more. So what do a lot of people do? They give up and they go back to their old eating habit. And guess what? Now you're eating back the same thing you were eating and you gain all the weight back. And you never really lost any body fat. You just basically starved yourself for 4 weeks for no results. And I'm not saying you didn't lose any body fat. You probably did. But I would rather do like the rabbit and the turtle. I would rather lose body fat slowly, but I'm making sure I'm eating what I like, all my nutrients, and I'm definitely gonna hit my macros, and I'm gonna lose body fat. Then for the rabbit, you go so fast that you end up losing. So it's just a lot of mistakes. For example, right now, if I was to show this to a person right now, hey, look, I'm drinking this, but I'm cutting weight. I'm trying to become shredded. They see this. This is the enemy. They're literally going to think, this thing weighs this much. So if this weighs this much, and it's about 11 fluid ounces, damn near a pound, They're thinking all this is going to be body fat, and it's stupid because your body is such a smart engineer machine process that it literally separates everything, every nutrient into separate places, and a lot of it is going to be urinated out. And as long as it's in your macros, then you're not gonna gain any weight. But people assume if I was to have 1 pound of donuts that I'm gonna gain 1 pound of fat, but it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't, like, and that's a lot of mistake when it comes when you hit the gym. You go to the gym, and everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna lose weight, whatever. So when you work out, your metabolism kicks. Your body's burning energy. Now you're hungry after, and there's two mistakes a lot of people do. They eat till they're full because they're bulking, but in reality, you're actually over your calorie deficit, and now you're gaining weight instead of cutting weight. So, or two, they eat little to nothing food, and now you're just starving because you're not in a calorie deficit, tracking it, and you're just gonna be weak, and that's one of the things. So uh, when it comes to all this, in reality, I love to eat fruits. I try to stay away from fruits just because it doesn't really keep me full. I stay more into like high protein, such as boiled eggs, beef, and other stuff I can't really think of right now. Carbs, such as rice, potatoes, and other things as well. Bread. Oh, on my protein, tuna as well. Uh, and when it comes to sauces, like high calorie sauce, I try to stay low. If anything, I'll just do a Chick-fil-A sauce or mayonnaise. Very, very much counting calories on those. I highly recommend to buy a weigh scale. It'll help you on everything. Um, and when it comes to fats, walnuts, cashews, um, fatty fish, tuna as well is part of a good fats, omega 3s. Um, shoot, avocado. I don't know if I already said that, but yeah, uh, I love to stay 20% fat and then 50% to 40% protein and 40% carbs. Maybe 50% carbs. But like I said, there are days where I go more on carbs and protein, and some days where I go more protein than carbs. So, but as of now, for example, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Today for me is a work day. It's not gonna be super hard. Definitely, I need carbs. One of the things. So I'm more into 55% carbs and uh, 40% protein and 5% fats. But uh, that's just today. So right now I'm filling myself with Starbucks because actually last night I had a good amount of fats. So but today I'm gonna have a little bit less fats. But today I had a triple shot energy, so 100 calories, 7 grams of protein. Not excited. Whatever. 9 grams of total sugar. There's no included added sugars, and it's only 11 fluid ounces. So uh, and basically I think this will just be one of my sweet tooths for today. For lunch, I have beef. I got 6 eggs I'm gonna eat here in about a couple hours. So by 2 p.m., by it's 9:19 in the morning right now. By 10:30, I'm eating my eggs. By 1:30 p.m., I'm eating my beef, and maybe an hour later, I'll have my oranges I have in there, my fruits, and then when I get home, I'll have a 100 calories of yogurt, and I'll have a couple more eggs at night and just kind of complete my 2100 calories. So, um, but yeah, that's just one of the things I want to throw out there that when it comes to losing weight, some mistakes people make, and it's very much fixable, but you really have to do your research. But like I said, if you don't know what you eat or anything, I got plenty of videos. I'm barely starting to upload. I know they're not the best quality, but if you go into my YouTube channel, scroll down, you'll see a lot of things that I do. I cook, I go shopping. You guys get to see what I break down on macros, things in that nature. Um, but yeah, if you're also a guy that's just struggling when it comes to dating women. I'm gonna actually start posting videos of me going up to women and actually how to get their numbers and how to actually approach, because a lot of us don't know how to do it, and it's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Just go up. There's no special game. Just black pill it. It's all about looks. She likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't, it's whatever. So, but stay tuned on that. More videos are coming soon. I hope you guys have a good one. And I'm about to finish my Starbucks because it is freaking good. And yeah, you can see the blankets back there. Rocky was back there. So yeah, I'll be also reading like. You guys ever have free time? Some diet books are pretty cool. I love reading a lot of books, so been reading since I was in elementary. But have a good one. Peace.